Good morning and good afternoon. It's good to see you. I'm here at home, laid up by doctor's orders. I'm here in the house all week, uh, but still we can meet face to face, at least face to video. Uh, did want to just say well done last week. Your discussions looked great. Your quizzes look great. I haven't had a chance to look at observations yet, but I wanted to get this third week off with a bang, and so here we are. Um, this last week we've been talking about prenatal conditions, and so I'm really excited about this because this is really where child psychology begins in utero. This is where relationship begins between parents and children, and where that is established, how children are treated and how they are expected and looked forward to and loved, and that starts with those in utero events, as we've seen in our reading and in our discussion. That discussion was a tough one. Thank you for participating in that, for taking that seriously. That's a serious issue, and it's not one that we can take lightly. And I know our tendency sometimes is to be very extreme one way or the other. Um, and I think that it's good to listen to people's life experiences because it opens our minds and our hearts to realize that the way we look at things is one way, and then somebody else's experience is different. And because someone else's experience is different, that allows us to learn from them and to think about issues in a different way than how we think about them. And I think that's really important with child psychology because we're talking about children and we want to understand children and we want to know why is it that children do what they do, and what is it that makes those children who they are. So this next week you have, I think, a rather short chapter on birth and birth issues. And I want you to pay particular attention to this from the perspective that these are people we're talking about, people making people decisions, making people choices, and in their people choices that they're making, there are well, they're working on developing a relationship with their child in their people choices. Um, how they choose to give birth, how that goes, how they want to test for their children's health, both before birth and afterwards, and all of that is really important. Um, if you are ever involved in schools, when children start school, the administration goes back and looks at birth and how in utero development and birth and early childhood uh, development and all that, because this stuff is very important as we're going to find to the rest of our lives. So with this chapter, we're ending the first unit, the pre-birth pre-birth kind of unit, and then next unit, next week we'll start in on the next unit, which will have to do with the first 2 years of life. So pay particular attention to that. And I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of people. I thought their discussions, a lot of the discussions were very, very insightful. Just wanted to mention 4 people I just thought went particularly above and beyond. And you're going to notice sometimes that I may not mention one that's really good, and the reason is because I've already mentioned the person before. I'm trying to get everyone with a shout out this semester, 1 or 2. Okay, so particularly I liked the insight and analysis in Meredith and Sataria, I think it is, and Angelica, and good job Haley as well. All of you in the class gave me a good one. Look forward to a great discussion this coming up week, and take care of yourselves, and I hope you have a great week.